What is going on YouTube? AVI back with another video. Today we're going to be attempting to install this light bar on my 2016 Subaru Impreza. Today we're just starting like the preliminaries, and then I'll go with Tim and we'll do the rest, but let's see if we can actually do this thing. So my plan is to get rid of this thing. I'm addressing the lower bumper grill. It's always been giving me problems. It's just been dangling like that, and I figured maybe just replace it with something, and I thought maybe like a light bar. So around here is around 35 inches of length, and I know I wanted to get something smaller so it fits good. So this is a 32-inch light bar, and it's not super tall, so I want to try and get into this height, but it looks like it fits underneath the license plate there. So we're gonna try and install it. I got some just pliers there for the wiring harness. All of this is on Amazon. It'll be linked down below in the description. But before we get into the install, I guess we're gonna try to see if this light bar works. So I already got one thing connected. We're gonna install the negative to the negative, and then we're gonna hook this up to the battery, and we'll install it, see if it works. And you can see this wiring harness comes with an on and off switch that I hope to put inside the car. Let me show you the whole plan. So down here we have a couple of blanks right there. I'm hoping to put the on off button on one of these switches here, and we're going to try and feed the wire inside the car through the firewall just for a clean look. So we're going to pop off some interior pieces, things like that. What I want to do now is I want to paint these support brackets, paint them black, just because online people have said that they rusted over time. So we're just going to go ahead, paint them, kind of give it some protection there. And you know what, while that paint's drying, I'm going to attempt to remove this lower front bumper grill. Now maybe the hardest part is to try and wire the wires through the firewall. I'm going to try and look down here if I could do anything about it, or I heard there's access through the fender walls here. So I might remove the tire and remove the fender lining, try and access through there. That's the last resort, but I'm gonna. All right, guys. So I wanted to give you a quick update here. We got a lot of progress done, a lot of things everywhere, but was not able to access the firewall through the engine, and I didn't want to have to do through the fender, but it actually was easier than I thought. So I recommend just doing this. You actually don't have to remove the wheel, which is good. You just have to kind of lift up the car a bit, and then that gives you a bunch of clearance to remove the fender lining, and that way you're able to access the firewall through there. So there's a hole right there where I got my hanger, and I'm able to see the hanger inside, which is a good thing. It's just on the left side of the driver's seat, like bottom up there, you'll see. So yeah, we're doing that. Removed a couple clips up here to get access down here, and I'm able to feed the wire in there, and that's where this on-off button is going to go in, right through that hole. And my only issue now is trying to remove these. It's pretty difficult. So black up top, white in the middle, red on the bottom by the on position. And yeah, just another quick update here. So we're almost done with the wiring. We have the wires all disconnected from the on-off switch, and I have it connected to this hook. I'm about to hook it right through that hole, right inside the interior. And I also have this grommet that I drilled out so I can put the wires through. This is the orientation you want it to be when you put it in there. If you want, you could put some electrical tape here just to avoid any water, things like that. And yeah, we're gonna fish it right through. Here's that. It's kind of like a hanger that I got. So I'm gonna kind of carefully fish it through. Might need two hands for this. And here we go. So we got the wires hooked through, and you can kind of see the orientation I got here. This is where the fuse panel will be. My on-off switch will be around here. So we got everything pretty much wired up, and now gonna play around with some other stuff, kind of put everything together, and then I'll be with Tim so we can install the light bar. All right, guys, we're with Tim. Tim's right behind the camera. Like I promised, we're gonna finish the install. We got the light bar there. It's kind of, this is what the setup would look like. Let me just lower that down for you. Yeah, so everything's not tightened yet, but I think we picked that as a good spot where it should be. Now that we ensured everything's working, we got everything wired up, hooked up, the light bar does in fact work. So you can see this is just a temporary solution, but we connected the red terminal to the screw there. It's too big for it, so it might fall off eventually. And same thing with the black. It might fall off eventually. I might have to get smaller terminals or something, smaller ring terminals. But yeah, so that's working there. And then check out the on-off button. It's currently in the on position, and it's off now, so it's not wasting any juice when it's off. Turns on, and the lights show. And I'm thinking, because I didn't tell this to the viewers, but I was trying to go the blank route, but it wasn't really going to work out. The blanks were just too big behind. I thought it was going to be like a flat surface, but it's just bulky and I can't drill through it. And so we're just going to stick it on like to the fuse box cover, and we're going to just keep it hidden, turn it on as needed. So yeah, enough talking, let's get to it. We're going to drill right here, right around there. The other side, just marking the spot where we're going to drill. And that's good. We're in. I think it screws in with enough force, so I think we'll keep it at that size. Yeah. What is that size? 13/64. For your reference. Always want to wrap your cording with electrical tape. You don't want any water going in there. And this is going to be pretty exposed to water and the elements basically, so we're just kind of wrapping it together. We are finished. So here is the setup. The light bar is nice and hidden right in the lower part of the grill. I think the license plate does not cover it as much, so I think it's a clean look. And yeah, and let me show you what it's like inside. I'm going to show you this clean setup I got going on. Obviously the rest of the car is not clean inside, but just ignore that. So we popped all the panels back in place, and you're like, where's that on-off switch? Well, it's actually hidden right in here, so kind of as needed you can flick the switch on, and it's just hidden in plain sight. So you can actually run this with your car on or off, and I should probably turn it off before the battery dies. But yeah, I think it looks really good. Now we're gonna cue the day shots and some night shot clips.